Hello everybody, welcome to Do It Yourself Crafts in Time. I'm Dave and today I would like to share with you my method of composting in the DIY wooden box. This method is fairly simple, it needs minimum interference from gardener's side and it's both cost and time effective, so let's see it. Alright, first of all, what's a compost? Compost, in short, is a broken down, decomposed organic material which in gardening has a lot of use. It may be used as a mulch for the plants or added to the soil to enrich it with some essential nutrients or even as a soil substitute in some cases. In our case, we will mix it up with the native soil for additional nutrients for the vegetables which I am going to plant in early spring period. So, what you see over here is an almost half-cooked compost. I started this 2 months ago at late autumn and I've been adding more stuff in this box time by time. Organic materials which can be used in composting are endless. It may be grass clippings or weeds from the front and backyard, cardboard, peelings of the veggies and fruits, and one of my personal favorites, fallen leaves. I don't know about your case, you may have the same situation with the prunings or grass clippings, but I had a problem of dealing with a massive amount of the fallen leaves. So I used some of them as a mulch for my garlic over here, saved some more over there for later use, but the major part of the pile went in this composting bin. I'll share with you more details on how I do composting just in a bit, but for now let's say some about this lovely DIY construction. What we have here is a super simple bin from the reclaimed wooden materials. You can use anything like timber, flooring, roofing, pallets, basically any wood type material to craft the composting bin like this one. There is one little thing to consider though: the bigger the box, more and faster you are able to compost. But if you don't have a huge space, don't worry, you will still be able to get some fine results. Just give the box enough height and that's it. This bin can be considered as a middle-sized composting bin, the length of which is 5 feet, the width is 4 feet, and the height is more than 3 feet, around 40 inches long. And the openings here, like the cracks here, are around 1 or 2 inches. So this is what I did. After I chose a place for my box, which in this case was a far south corner of my backyard, I put 4 poles as a perimeter and then bordered, like nailed them together with these wood pieces one by one. It should be noted that this part, which I call a front side, is assembled separately and then it is attached to the perimeter poles with nails here and here. So when the compost is ready, it will be easier for me to open it on the side like it is shown on the blueprint. Let me show it to you. Here. I know it may not exactly look like a piece of art, but it really helps me to see where I'm going with the project. So yeah, I recommend you to do the drawing as well. As for the shape, one of the reasons why I built the box more or less of a square shape is that this way I'm able to reach every corner of the construction to check the composting progress and to turn pile over if needed. I have already done it twice recently and I'll do it 2 or 3 more times until I see the result I'm waiting for. This turning process helps the pile to get better airflow in the lower parts and also to mix the materials up a bit and to compost quicker as well. Alright, we have the box, we have the materials. Now, how to compost? Composting happens when there are 4 things: air, moisture, nitrogen and carbon involved in the process in the right proportions. In order to have an access to the air, you have to build the box with these cracks in between every piece of lumber. In order to have the right amount of the moisture, either you water it once in a week and cover the box with some waterproof material, or leave it open like I do and only cover it in case of a heavy rain forecast. All you need to do is to make sure compost heap is not too dry but also not too soggy, or all you'll get will be a smelly, anaerobic mess, which is not our goal at all. Now, for the two other mysterious ingredients, nitrogen and carbon. Nitrogen can be found in every green material like grass, weeds, kitchen scraps, and carbon can be found in brown materials like fallen leaves, prunings, cardboards, and so on. There are tons of formulas for the right amount of each green and brown combination, material combinations, but it is too hard for me to follow. So I'll tell you this. If you maintain a fair proportion of 2-to-1 ratio, like 2% of greens and 1% of browns, you'll get pretty good results like we will get here very soon. I'll also share with you one little yet powerful secret. Time by time I add a thin layer of soil in the box, like 1 or 2 inches, so the bacteria naturally found in the soil could get involved in the composting process. If you remember, I called this compost almost a half cooked in the beginning of the recording, and this is why. When you put the materials in the box for composting, bacteria start breaking these materials down for us to create a perfect compost, and this breaking process has a natural byproduct: heat. The whole pile in the box is heating up from the inner side, and it is being slowly cooked, even right now. It is literally freezing out here during the midnight, but these little weeds that I sentenced to death for a greater good, as you see, they managed to survive harsh conditions, and the reason behind this is that they have warmth from the underneath. This process will continue for a month or two, and one can say this compost is ready for use when the original materials get almost or fully unidentifiable and the texture of it becomes darkish and fluffy like this one. This finished compost I bought a while ago, and I hope I won't have to do it again like ever, as I'm planning to continue composting and even planning to add one or more box next to this one somewhere over here. I believe that's it. It was my pleasure to share this video with you. I hope you got some valuable information for your DIY project. I will be so glad to see you composting in your lovely garden. Just start it in any season, any weather, right away, and that way you will have your own delicious food for your plants and soil. Of course, comment me if you have any further questions and thoughts. I'll be there for you. Please subscribe, ring the bell, like the video if you found it useful, and stay safe. See you soon.